My name is Will, and not voting for Biden turned me white. Oh, yo, what's up, my fellow business associate? This was me before the election. Every celebrity, every politician, even my own family warned me that if I was black, I'd vote Biden. But I didn't listen. Then November 3rd, I woke up like this. I'm looking at Kim Kardashian right now. It does nothing for me. I'm a black man trapped in a white man's body. I'm a male Rachel Dolezal. I'm a male Dolezal. Finger on the trigger. 2 shots on a pinger. Tinger, ginger.
Not everyone has the same views, and we get that. At least I do. I understand. This clip I just played by Ryan Long. Go check his channel out. By the way, he's hilarious. He's really funny. I actually enjoyed watching that clip. It allows us to see exactly the mindset of some people out there. Now, the clip was comedy. It was comedic, right? Right. But it's actually what some people walking around believe. This is actually what some people in this world believe it or not. I've seen it. I have seen it. I have to say that I'm glad I got off of the Democratic plantation when I did. Yes, I'm one of those people that used to be on the Democratic plantation. Here's the reason why it is called the Democratic plantation. It's because you are a slave to the Democratic Party. See, we know that there's 2 parties, and then of course you have the independent and all that bullshit. I've always said that there are 2 parties on the same coin, basically. 2 faces on the same coin. I've always said this. I've always known this, even when I was on the Democratic plantation. But it's called that because you are a slave to their ideas. You are a slave to their ideology. You are a slave to their beliefs. They keep you enslaved. How do they do that, you might ask? And I'm speaking especially to the black community. It is because they offer you nothing. See, they offer you nothing while simultaneously actually offering you the world. Let me explain. They will give you basically crumbs. Yes, the Democratic Party gives you crumbs. They will tell you that you have this issue, you have this problem, you have this going on in your life, but never offer any solutions. Do you want to know why? It is because to offer solutions means you would be what? Independent. You would be independent of that party. They don't want that. They want to keep you enslaved on the Democratic plantation. Are you getting it now? They want to keep you on the plantation because in order for you to be free, in order for you to free your mind, you must do what? You must open up your line of thinking. You must see outside the box. They want you in the box. The Democratic Party wants to keep you in the box. See, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Republican Party is so great. I'm not. I'm going to cover exactly what makes you a slave to the ideology of the Democratic Party. The Republican Party is more free in more ways than others, I can say, because they want you to independently think. They want you to think outside of the box, and they do not try to tell you everything that's wrong with you in society today. They may offer solutions. You may not like those solutions, but they're still solutions. The Democratic Party, on the other hand, does what? They offer you handouts. It's just like telling that slave that look and pray to a savior, someone who's going to come and save you. Yes. What happens when you look for something or someone outside of yourself to save you? You never find that savior because they're not coming. They don't exist. That savior is within yourself. That savior lies within you. That's what they're not telling you. And so, I would say half of this country is still on the Democratic plantation. And don't be a black person and get off of that Democratic plantation. Oh boy, that is when these peace-loving, ever so democratic, tolerant, yes, let's love each other, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's when the ugliness comes out, because now you are not on that plantation anymore. You are outside of the box. They are still in the box. They're still in the plantation. Do you actually think one slave on the plantation wants to see another escape? That's usually not the case, unless that slave is trying to help them escape too, or that slave is also running and getting set right back on the plantation. That's when, yeah, they love you then. They agree with you then. And the problem with trying to get someone off of that plantation is that sometimes they'll go tell on you. Yeah, they know that they are not willing to escape. I'm not going to say they can't escape, because anyone can get off of the plantation, the Democratic plantation, but they have to have the will. You must have the will to do it. Some people just don't have the will. They would rather be victims of their circumstances. This is what they feed you. You have to remember, I used to be one. I used to be on the Democratic plantation. I was all hell-bent on the Democratic Party for one reason and one reason only. The same reason that a majority right now of black people, especially black women, love the Democratic Party and will do anything and everything for the Democratic Party. They don't care who they throw in front of their faces. They will never vote Republican. This is the problem here, because you are not voting based on your ideology and what one party says or one party represents. That's where the problem lies. But some of y'all will never see this because you are on the Democratic plantation. They have put a veil over your eyes. It makes it hard for you to see through the bullshit that they feed you. And so you blindly do what? Go to the polls and vote Democrat, 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 Democrat every 4 years. And even in the midterms, you vote Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. And they trick you into doing this because they offer you nothing while simultaneously offering you everything. Do you not see where the trick is yet? Some of y'all are just too smart for this. Y'all are just too smart. See, I believe that people who are naturally smart, people who are book smart, people who are street smart, they see what's going on sooner or later and they escape. You have to escape. You have no choice. You're too smart to be trapped by one party. You should always be in the middle. You should always be in the middle. And I understand that politicians, they lie, they tell you what you want to hear, they tell you what you don't want to hear. Yes, of course they do. In order to do what? In order to gain favor within the country, within the party, within the nation, and in order to get more votes and more votes and more votes, which then what? Allows them to win. So they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. But you also should listen to both sides. You should make your choice and your decision based on what both sides say. Some of y'all actually make the decision based on the lesser of two evils, which to me, I never understood, because if they're both evil, then what are you actually voting for? You're still voting for your demise. But there has to be one party that is more logical than the other one. More logical than the other one. I'm going to do with Dr. Umar and remix it for you. More logical than the other one. Say it again. More logical than the other one. Do you understand what I'm saying? You should go with the more logical party. This is the reason why you have so many people that are shifting now and getting away from the Democratic side, from the Democratic plantation, because that's exactly what it is. It's a plantation made to trap your minds, and some of your minds are just still trapped on that Democratic plantation. You will never vote for another party as long as you live. You will die voting Democrat. And that to me is crazy. Do you want to know why? I'm glad you said yes. It is because they offer you nothing while simultaneously offering you everything. They give you the problem, but they don't offer any solutions. You, in your mind, you think you are lesser than. You think you cannot do anything greater than what you're doing. You think that you can never get off of that plantation. You think that the government is so great, is so good for you. They are willing to help you through everything and anything. You think that you deserve nothing. This is what they have been feeding you for years. And what are you doing? You're sitting at the table, eating it up. Because in your mind, and you have to remember you're smarter than this, but in your mind, once you start believing something, once someone starts telling you something enough times, we start to believe it. And it starts from when we are children, because our parents voted Democrat, our parents' parents voted Democrat, and our parents' parents' parents voted Democrat. While what? Getting nothing in return. You haven't received anything from the Democratic Party except for handouts. Because, and this is the reason why they give you handouts, it is because they want you dependent on the Democratic Party. They want you to be on that plantation. They want you to be dependent of them. They give you the scraps while they take the good meals for themselves. While they're having the meals at the big table, the big dinner table, eating with the gold forks. And for some reason, they seem to have tricked you into believing that it's only Republicans that are rich. It's only Republicans that have rich donors. No. You are a part of a party that has the very same thing that the Republicans do. They are rich as well. Most of these Democrats are filthy rich. They have rich donors as well. But again, they have tricked you into believing that you are this social justice warrior that is out here fighting for justice and peace and love and all the other bullshit. Stop and smell the roses. This is what they have fed you and led you to believe, and you actually believe it. You actually think like this. I want you to step outside of yourself for a minute and remember who you used to be as a child when you did not align with any party at all. You were that innocent child that was waiting to see what people did in order to make an assessment or judgment on said person. Instead of just blindly going with this person. If you met someone in the streets as a child and they told you, come, your mom told me to come pick you up from school, let's go. Are you or were you going to go with them? I think not, because you were too smart for that. You knew better. Now, of course, there are some children who have been tricked like that, but you knew better, so you would not go with them. You would not blindly go with a stranger. This is exactly what you're doing when you constantly vote for the same party and getting nothing in return, because they don't offer you anything. All they give you is problems after problem after problem with no solution, and then a little bit of handouts. And some of y'all, you're always going to be on that plantation. I get it. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to agree with anything I said. I don't even want you agreeing with me. I want you to start thinking for yourself. This is the reason why I started this channel. This is the reason why I speak on the things that I speak of. Love or hate me, you have to understand that I'm speaking the truth. I'm telling it like it is, because I used to be on that side where you are right now. And now that I'm outside, I'm not on the plantation no more. I'm looking in at you, and I'm trying to pull you out. I'm trying to get you to that Underground Railroad so you can escape this party that offers you nothing while simultaneously offering you everything. This skit was funny as hell, but there's nothing funny about some of the judgments that y'all make, especially when you black men run to the polls and vote Democrat based on what? Based on how your woman, your wife is voting, which to me is ludicrous, because that shows me exactly how weak you are as a man. You're supposed to be the leader in your household. Instead, you're not. Your woman is leading. You don't even sit at the table and make a calculated judgment or assessment on who to vote for. You just go to the polls, and because your woman, your wife, your girlfriend is voting Democrat, what do? As black men, you vote Democrat too. That to me is crazy. Will I ever change your mind? Probably not. Am I trying to change your mind? Yes, because I want you to be a strong man, the man that you were meant to be, instead of these weakless, spineless, democratic, running to the polls and voting the same way type of men that you are. Enough respect to y'all, because I will respect you if you show me respect back. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about running to the polls and just voting the same way every 4 years without listening to the other side and seeing what the other side has to say, because you've been blinded and you've been told how to think, and you've been told to hate another party based on what? Based on being offered nothing while simultaneously being offered everything. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.